Hi there, and welcome to this overview of the first module in the exciting new degree programme of Sustainable Maritime Operations. What we're going to do here is just to give you a demonstration of how our learning materials are delivered. So we're going to start off here in our total learning package. When studying our distance learning degrees, this is how our content is delivered. So as the name would suggest, you have everything that you need within this environment, all your lecture materials, all your supporting documents, all your test materials, assessments, literally everything that you'll need to complete the modules of your degree. Now, in our Sustainable Maritime Operations degree, there are both postgraduate and undergraduate routes, and the actual module that we're looking at here is one of the postgraduate modules. But it's just important to note that the undergraduate module, while it has slightly different content, looks and feels and works exactly the same as this. So this demonstration is really applicable to both the postgraduate and undergraduate routes of study. So you'll see here we have a welcome section, and this is designed to get you orientated with the total learning package. Now it's very easy to navigate and it works just like a web page, so you have clickable links, you have videos that you can watch, and you can scroll up and down and interact with the content just like you would any other website. So let's go ahead and have a quick look at one of the lectures on chart reliability. So in order to access this, I just simply click the link, and then I'm presented with the video, and I can go ahead and play that within my browser.
Hello everybody, my name is Brian Gammett and welcome to this lecture on chart reliability. Within this lecture we're going to be looking at the nautical chart. We're going to be looking at the variety of different charts that are available and the mediums in which they're presented. But primarily we're going to be looking at the wealth of information which is contained within the nautical chart and how that information is used and by whom it's used. And we're going to be linking this back constantly to thinking about how reliable is this data contained on the nautical chart, how much trust can we as users of the nautical chart put in this information.
What we've really tried to do with the lecture material is make it as interesting and engaging as possible for you, the learner. So what you'll see is a range of content including full motion video, audio, animation, and live demonstration with subject experts. Another thing that's really useful, especially when you are learning by a distance, is being able to test yourself and to make sure that you've been able to absorb the material that you've just watched. And so with the majority of lectures, we have what we call Formative Assessment at the end of them. What this is a short quiz just to see if you're comfortable that you've taken in everything that's been covered. So let's go ahead now and have a quick look at one of the formative assessments. They're accessed once again just like you would anything else within the learning environment. We just go ahead and click on them, they load up, and we just begin this short interactive test. We have some information and instructions here, but it's all very simple. And we're presented with a question, and what we have to do is select the right answers. So in this case, we just go ahead and click, and if we take one out and just purposely get the question wrong, it gives us another go. So let's just go ahead and get the answer right, and then short pause, and we move on to the next question. And the formative assessment has been really carefully designed. What we found in the past is that our students have often watched the lectures and thought that they fully understood and taken in all of the content within the lecture. And then they'll actually undertake the formative assessment quizzes and find that they may only get 3 or 4 out of the 6 or 7 questions right. And so this formative assessment gives you a really good idea of what you've been able to absorb and also maybe what you haven't. So you can go back and re-watch the lectures over as many times as you want and then test yourself again to make sure you really have taken in all of the lecture content. The other purpose of the formative assessment is then to lead you on into the summative assessment. The summative assessment is what you're actually graded on and will determine your mark for the module. So both types of the assessment really go hand in hand, and that formative assessment is there within the total learning package to really help you understand all of the lecture content and really give you a solid base for you to complete your summative assessment. Now, for those of you who don't have English as a first language, and even of those of you who do, what you'll be glad to hear is that each and every lecture also comes with its own transcript. So if we can click on this, and what we do is we get a text version of this lecture with all of the spoken word for each individual screen. And this is really useful for going over the learning material, being able to read through it and absorb it even further. So as well as the lectures, the transcripts and all of the formative assessment, you've also got a wealth of other supporting materials that have detail, such as details about your assessments for the module, further program documentation like your student handbook, and links to FAQs and an online discussion area so you can talk with your fellow students. Now, when studying with us, what you'll also be entitled to is full tutor support. So despite the total learning package containing all of your learning content, there may be times when you're struggling or you've got questions that you want to ask, and you'll see that we have links here where you can arrange a Skype call with your dedicated personal tutor. You can also contact them via phone or email, so whichever communication method suits you. The dedicated tutor support is a really important part of the learning process, and it's something that we've put in place to make sure that you have all the support you need to complete your degree. So hopefully that gives you a taster of the total learning package and what it's like to study via distance e-learning